Happy Friday to everyone, and welcome in to episode number 71 of Talking Kentucky. My name is Coleman Scott. His name is Caden Holmes, and it's Georgia week as the Cats are set to take on the number one ranked Georgia Bulldogs in Athens tomorrow night. A game that is probably the biggest Kentucky football game in some time. And we're going to talk a lot about it tonight. But as you can see, Caden and I are in the fall spirit tonight because we got some nature, some Kentucky landscapes for our background tonight. You see, you see here, I've got a horse here. Not sure what his name is, but I got a beautiful sunset in the background. Caden, I feel like this is the best of Kentucky. Caden's got a barn back there. I asked him what that was before the show started, and he said, I will explain on the show. So I'm going to go ahead and give Caden a chance to explain right now.
Well, I figured I'd start doing something like this, and every single week I'd pick, just a different place in Kentucky. I thought it might be something cool to do, Coleman. So this, you can kind of see the writing there. This is Cheney's Dairy Barn.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if any of our viewers have been here, but this ice cream on the tier list would be in the goated category.
You got to go there. Stories.
You got to go there and you got to get the banana pudding ice cream. It might be the best ice cream I've ever had. It's outside of Bowling Green. So if anyone stops through Bowling Green, go to Cheney's Dairy Barn.
That does sound really good. I mean, Crank and Boom has really good ice cream in Lexington too. I've only heard stories about Cheney's Dairy Barn, mostly from Caden, honestly. But, another good place, Caden, for ice cream, probably the best ice cream I've ever had is up in Michigan. It's a place called Moomers, which I feel like is a really good name for an ice cream store. Joe Biden has been there, which, for some people that might not be a good selling point, but Joe Biden has been there. It's really good ice cream. So if you're ever in Michigan now, you should try Moomers. So
wasn't there a place in New York City that we went? It was like 1 a.m. and there was some ice cream place. There's some unique dessert place we went to. I don't know why I just thought of that.
Oh yeah, we went to, it was like a cookie dough place, right? Didn't we go to some cookie dough place in New York? Yeah, okay, I do remember that. I was going to say, I remember going.
Awesome. There was a line though.
We went to the Chinatown McDonald's at like 4 a.m. I didn't know if that's what you were thinking of, but we did go to the cookie dough place. I feel like that's probably more along the lines of what you were talking about.
There were also some streets we probably shouldn't have been walking on.
Yeah,
when we first got there with all of our trumpets.
I would say so too. Carrying Baroque trumpets through Times Square, probably not the best idea in the world. But that's what we did. Caden, you know what? I just realized I forgot my ring light. I didn't plug up my ring light tonight. Can you tell? Does my face look less glowing tonight? Am I not glowing to you?
The hat gives a little shade. It didn't really bother me though. I feel like I'm really bright over here. I think it's because my room is so dark and I got this light shining on me.
Well, good. Good. I'm glad I'm not bothering you with it. We got some people down here in the comments. Josh Hart, as always, down here in the comments. He says, beat Georgia, go Cats. And he's got the beat Georgia profile picture there. And then we also got Clyde Hare saying we here. And, Clyde there, he doesn't have the beat Georgia logo as his profile picture. He has a picture of him and Matt Jones, which Caden, is Clyde cheating on us with Matt Jones?
Yeah, I think he is. The day we really got to worry is whenever Josh has a background with Matt Jones.
If Josh has a profile picture of Matt Jones, there's something wrong. There's something going on there. So I feel like we need to we would need to address that at that point.
But shout out to Josh and Clyde, by the way. Shout out to those two because they follow us. They follow Wildcat Sports Talk. They follow Brad's show. I mean. They're everywhere. Got it on lockdown, yeah, and they call in, and it's great.
Well, and I was talking to Adam Webb on the phone earlier, and I said, I have a question for you, Adam. I said, is the caller that's in your all's intro, is that Clyde Hare? And he goes, yeah, that's Clyde Hare. So, and I thought it was because I feel like Clyde is a very recognizable voice, but I wasn't totally sure if it was him or not. But I do have confirmation of that, and I'm still not totally sure what he was talking about in that call. It was something with Tim, and Tim was happy about it, and he started clapping, and he's like, yeah. And so maybe when Clyde calls in tonight, he can sort of tell us a little bit about that. Caden, I was one of the most beautiful things about LSU, speaking of our beautiful landscapes, we got here going in our background. One of the most beautiful things about LSU is the LSU lakes. It's there's two really big lakes. If you walk or run all the way around the lakes, it's like 4 or 5 miles. And it's just beautiful. So I usually run around there. Today I was just walking around with my coffee, and I passed by and rubbed shoulders with a guy, like literally rubbed shoulders with the guy because we're passing on the sidewalk. He's wearing like an LSU hat and like an LSU dry fit shirt. He looks vaguely familiar, and I sort of just said morning, and had my coffee. I was like Dwayne from the Dry Creek Wrangler podcast. I just sort of said morning, as you do. I realized
Did
after
you have a stogie in your mouth too, like Dwayne?
I didn't have a stogie in my mouth.
Okay.
No, not at the time. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure LSU's a tobacco-free campus, so I didn't have a stogie in my mouth or anything. But I realized after he passed that it was LSU basketball coach Matt McMahon, former Murray State racer. So I was like,
Cody's boy.
Yeah, it's Cody's boy. So I was like, I just passed Matt McMahon and said morning. And I didn't even get to say anything. I could have had on the show, Caden. I could have told him about Talking Kentucky. We could be talking to Matt McMahon right now.
I'm not gonna lie. Most of these, would you consider him celebrity? I don't know what's considered a celebrity. We're not celebrities.
We're not celebrities. That's definitely.
But most of these people, I wouldn't. If I saw him, I wouldn't even know it was him. I don't think. I don't really know what he looks like.
Well, I didn't at first. I had a whole morning conversation with him and didn't realize who he was before he passed. And I even had to Google him to confirm. I confirmed like Matt McMahon, and I looked and I sort of looked back and I was like, well, damn, that was Matt McMahon. And I had a Kentucky hat and a Kentucky shirt on. He kind of looked at me for a second. I thought, well, no wonder he looked at me funny. Kentucky shirt. And it was competitor. So,
when you first said Matt McMahon in that text, for some reason I thought of the Matt McMahon we went to school with.
Yeah. You thought of the trumpet Matt McMahon.
Like, why is he in Louisiana? But
yeah, that's right.
And it clicked.
What's Matt McMahon doing there? It's National Noodle Day today. So if you want some noodle, like Caden, I did have a gig in an Italian restaurant last night. And one of the best things about Italian restaurant gigs is not only do you get paid, but they give you food afterwards, and so I got some lasagna, and it was goated. It was very good lasagna. It was a lot of it too. So I was celebrating National Noodle Day a day early is really what I was doing.
Yeah, that's the other thing about Italian places. You get about food that'll last you for a week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it didn't last me I actually ate it all in one sitting. Yeah, no shame. But I did do that. It's World Smile Day. Hopefully we're still smiling tomorrow as the Cats bring home a victory over the number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs, right, Caden? You're a big believer in that.
Well, if we have us a good day tomorrow, like Bruce Pearl says,
says.
But I'm just not convinced, I'll give it a 20% chance. And I'm sure we'll get more into this, but I'm just not convinced that that's for me to say 20%. It's a pretty big deal. So leave it at that.
Listen, don't worry. We're gonna get into it. It's National Badger Day. We hate Wisconsin here on Talking Kentucky, so we're not gonna, we're not gonna celebrate National Badger Day.
Correct.
Yeah, that's definitely the case there. Do you
even own any red?
I do own red.
Wisconsin, Louisville, Indiana.
I do have. I must confess, I do have a couple red shirts. I don't know if that's allowed or illegal as a Kentucky fan, but I do have some. Claude says, "Wait, I'm in their intro. Do you see this down here?"
Yeah, he didn't know that he was in the Wildcat Sports Talk intro.
Well, he is. Even I know that. So I feel like Claude, how do you not recognize? Claude didn't even recognize his own voice. So
he's all over the place. That it's not a big deal to him.
We're not famous, but Claude is famous. Matt Jones asked him for a pick the other day. Claude is famous. He's all over the place. So yeah, that's the case for sure. There's some other stupid holidays, but I feel like we'll just skip right into the important stuff here because there's a lot of stuff going on in UK world right now. We're gonna have plenty of time to talk about Georgia and talk Kentucky football, but I think first we have to start off the episode with Caden. Big Z is free. I didn't really see this coming, but we got to celebrate this. He's still got to be cleared by the NCAA. We know how that goes, but Like the hard step of him passing the damn English test and getting into the university was the hard part, and it seems like he's done that, kid.
Yeah, I mean, with this kind of stuff, I'm hesitant to ever say we're home free because one thing will happen. We'll end up having a player that just doesn't play. But
Yep.
it is a big deal that he's finally cleared. I was surprised to see that Cal actually made a statement on it after being quiet for so long. So I think that's a good sign. And
Yep.
he was talking about his play style and how it'll help the team. And he's the guy's like going to be a shooting big man who can play really good defense and everything. So
That's good.
knock on wood,
who
he'll
was the
play for
player?
us.
Like there was somebody that committed like last summer, like early on in the Talking Kentucky days, and you said he's kind of like a combination of like Kevin Durant and Michael Jordan or something like that. And I was like, well, damn, that sounds pretty good. Sign me up for that. Who was that
I
you were
said Michael
talking about?
Jordan.
I'm pretty sure you said. I don't know if you said Michael Jordan, but you definitely said Kevin
Like Kevin
Durant.
Durant, yeah.
You
Who
said
was I
like
talking?
two goated players, like Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant or something
Was
like that.
it
And I was like, damn.
was it our small forward, our number one draft pick? Is that who I was talking about?
It could have been. I don't know who even was that. I don't remember anything about last year, to be honest with you. I try to forget. To be honest with you,
I like everyone's been talking about football. I can't even think of the guy's name
I
right
can't even
now.
think of the guy. We'll have to go
It's
back
not
and
Bradshaw. It's
somebody else.
Clyde will say it in the comments, I'm sure. But
Yeah, Clyde will come up with it. He always does. But yeah. But Caden, the addition of Big Z. I mean, how big of a deal do you think it is? Like, how much better are we now that we have Big Z?
well, we know as long as he plays, we know we actually have more than one center who will be able to play. So I think that's a pretty big deal.
He says it was Chris Livingston, mainly.
No
Maybe.
way. No way I was talking about Chris
I
Livingston.
I
Maybe.
I don't think so. It could have been. Um, but no, Chris Livingston. According to Cal, he's Devin Booker, right?
Did we
Caden.
get
I mean,
him last second or something?
I don't know. I can't
I can't
remember.
remember.
All I know is none of our players last year were a cross between Kevin Durant and Michael Jordan. That is a fact right there. But
And they
I mean,
still went to the NBA.
well, so do you think we can win a national championship now that we have Big Z? Like, are we so I believe if you're a Final Four team, you're a national championship team. If you can make it to the Final Four, you can win a national championship. So Final Four team, national championship team, that's the same thing to me. So I think this team is a Final Four team. But what about you?
I just don't know what our final roster is. Like uninjured roster.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people think since you got Big Z now, then Ugana's probably not going to play, or Bradshaw.
But why are they not going to play? Like, what even is their injury?
I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know what could be so bad that it happened in August, and they would be out for the season, like the basketball season. I don't really understand that. But what I've heard is that Bradshaw, like the rumblings are that Bradshaw is going to play, and Ugana probably won't play, and that it's going to be Bradshaw and Big Z. So, assuming that's the case, do you think it's a Final Four team?
I'd say so. Yeah.
I mean, I
I'm
would too.
hesitant. I'm hesitant to say championship, but I think Final Four is definitely it could happen.
Yeah. No, I think now will it happen? I don't know. I don't know. That's a different story. But I think we have the pieces there for a national championship. Now, seeing it on the court, as we've learned the hard way the past couple of years, that's an entirely different thing that we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get to it. Sort of. So
The good thing is we have freshmen that don't look like they have the typical issues, like
yeah,
inexperience issues as freshmen usually do. Like they look like they play more experience. So I think that's a good thing that will help us.
They do absolutely. And hey guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and share this video for us, because that will really help us out. If you guys just give this video a share, anybody that's watching this, just go ahead and help us out and share. We're trying to grow our audience, trying to grow the Talking Kentucky fan base, family here, whatever you want to call it. And we're just trying to get more people talking about beating Georgia tomorrow, or telling Caden how we're going to beat Georgia tomorrow. And we're going to get into that in a minute. We're all just going to berate Caden about that we're all going to beat Georgia, and that we need to we need to tell Caden to suck it here.
I'm just trying to temper expectations. That's all.
Oh, well, I mean, clearly, yeah. I mean, that is definitely the
Not
case.
trying to be a Debbie Downer.
Well, we do have a very exciting. See, Josh Hart in the comments says believe Caden. Yeah, and how could you not believe with Josh Hart's profile picture there with the beat Georgia? I mean, how could you not? I don't understand how you couldn't believe that. So, so that's true. You know, before we get into the football stuff here, we do have a big sort of exciting announcement, for we've been trying to get on the ropes here for a little bit. It's big week, so time for a big announcement. Caden, our Talking Kentucky merch store, as of about 30 minutes ago, it is live.
Live.
It's working now. So I just thought I would give everybody a little tutorial about what this is. In fact, I'm going to go to our Facebook page right now. Caden and I were on the phone earlier today, and by earlier today I mean like 20 minutes ago, right before the show, trying to figure out how to get the form on our website to work. And we finally figured out we've got the link on there, but we can't hyperlink it without it getting scuffed. So you have to copy and paste the text of the link into your browser.
Manual labor.
You have to do a little bit of manual labor, to get there. But you can do it. I have faith in you. So what I'm going to do right now, I mean, you could go do the manual labor. You could go to our website and copy and paste the link into your browser and everything. That is one option, that you could do. But the other option is where's I think I know Caden sent me the link here, so maybe I'll have to send it. So the other option is you could go to our Facebook page, and I'm going to pin the link as a post on our Facebook page, and you could follow the link, and then you could go buy all the Talking Kentucky merch and everything. Which Caden, while I'm pulling this up, oh wait, no, I've got it here. I've got it. I can post this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this link on our Facebook page. So it's taking me a little second here, but
it took us a while because we had to do some quality control. We had to order a couple things to see if it sucked or not. And
yes,
it was pretty good stuff, Coleman, I'd say. I mean,
yeah.
Then we had to test the link and everything. That's why we were on the phone. But we had to take some weird pass to get some things going. But we got it all up there, and I think it's good to go now.
It is.
So basically, you're going to fill out that form, and then we're going to contact you with the total price and payment options. So, and I think, Coleman, we're going to go through Venmo. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
that's going to be the easiest.
I think we're going to do. I think we're
going to Venmo me or you, and then we'll get your order placed for you.
Well, I'm posting it right now on the Talking Kentucky Facebook page. I'm saying check out our merch store, and it's a link to the Jot form that you could fill out. That you can get whatever Talking Kentucky merch that you want. So here, let me share my screen. I'm going to take everybody through a little tutorial of how to go through this merch thing here. So I'm going to share my screen like we're on a Zoom meeting here. And if you're on podcast, obviously you can't see this. So that's why you have to go to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page and come back and watch the video so you know how to work the merch store. So, all right. Can you all see this? Is this working?
Yep, got it.
You got it? Okay, sweet. So this is our Jot form. Looks very fancy. We got the Talking Kentucky logo up at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and read all the captions on this because there's a like Brad Harvey says, we incorporate some humor into it. Like Caden did here. He says, purchase order. Upon submission, you'll hear from us through talkingkentucky@gmail.com with the total price and payment options. Go Cats. Okay. So first we got a t-shirt here. It's It's a soft style T-shirt that Caden says will make you a point god like Tyler Eulis. Okay,
unisex too, men or women,
and it's unisex. Yeah, we for inclusive here for sure.
yeah,
And
men or women or whatever.
And then we have a like a dry fit moisture wicking tee. Caden, I mean, okay, you don't want to be moist. I mean, you want you want to wick the moist. So it's a unisex moisture wicking tee that will make you as fast as John Wall. So that's another option.
Pretty fast, so it could be a good shirt to use.
Yeah, and then we've got our new and improved mug here. It is not Carolina blue anymore. It's a navy blue handle and a navy blue inside with the
quality control.
Yes, with the white mug and UK blue Talkin Kentucky letters there. So it says, use this to drink your coffee the morning after handing the L to Duke. That's a good one. Then we've got our bigger mug, which is a bigger Talkin Kentucky, and it's just white. It says a little bigger, but no blue accent on this one. Can still be used for coffee or beer or bourbon. We don't judge.
Just a couple dollars more too.
Yep. So it could be worth it, depending. And then we got our phone case. Tough, quote unquote, phone case that will protect your phone like AD protects the rim. I mean, that's pretty tough there. So what you're going to do once you click this link, that again is now on our Facebook page. If you want to go, if you want to go follow that, or if you want to go check that out. And you know what I'm even going to do is I'm going to pin it. I'm going to pin just pin the post, Caden, to the top of our Facebook page. And what I'm going to do here is you're going to type in your name and stuff. So say my name is Grady Dick.
Just and random name,
Yeah, nothing. Just like whatever, and say I want to put the last name in all caps there, Grady Dick. And let's just say my email is kansassucks@gmail.com. Right.
kansassucks@kansassucks.com. Yeah.
And let's just say I live at 666 Rock Chalk Avenue. And then in Lawrence, Kansas. Not Lawrence.
Lawrence.
There we go.
Yeah,
Lawrence.
there you go.
Lawrence. Okay, I promise I can spell Kansas. And then I don't know what the postal code is, but let's just say 66666, because it's Kansas. And then you hit submit, and then it says my browser just asked if I wanted to save Grady Dick's address. No, I don't. And it says, thank you. Your submission has been received. And what that's going to happen is we're going to get that jot form emailed to us, and then you'll get a confirmation of it, and then we'll send you whatever you ordered. So that's kind of how that works. So that's pretty nifty there, isn't it, Caden?
Yeah,
I feel like that's good.
And just so you know, tax is not included on that, just because.
And shipping is free, by the way.
Yeah, shipping's free. Tax is not included, just because I would have had to go and say what the tax was to like every single state, and so you're going to get that's the price of the items, but you're going to get the total payment from us in a separate email whenever you submit that form. So
so you can go check that out, and look, Judy has already liked our merch store link. Okay, Judy's already on it, so Judy's already ordering her some swag. I mean, Kate.
That's a memorable name. Yeah. That's a throwback right there. Judy.
That is.
Judy watching?
It's not the same Judy. It's a different Judy. This Judy actually likes us. This Judy. There's
Wasn't
one Judy
the one called us rags?
Yeah, there was. I think we said something. I can't remember what we were saying. We were making fun of Shaden Sharp or something. Sharp, yeah. And she called us typical rags. This Judy chick called us typical rags, and it's like, and so. Judy just became a meme, honestly. But no, this is a better Judy. This is not the same Judy. I don't know if Judy's watching, but this is not a bad Judy. This is a good Judy.
Coleman, I just got the order from Grady Dick, it worked. Yeah, okay. It worked.
Have you gotten one from Judy? And Judy has liked our episode, by the way. So I think the good Judy is watching. So Judy, if you're watching, if you can just throw a comment in there, I think that would be great. So, well, again, guys, if you're watching this, please, share this video. That would really help us out. If you just give this little share, that would really help us out. We'd like to grow our fan base and everything.
Clyde says, "Do what Maggie Davis said, Caden."
Well, that's right.
Should you introduce?
Yeah, that's right. We have a new drop. We're starting to, as we grow the show and as we do more shows, we're starting to grow our sound bites that we're able to pull
incorporating
from.
humor, as they say.
Incorporating humor. We've had a lot over the years. We've had the Bruce Pearl doing the smash. We've had the Kaywood Ledford go kick Tennessee's ass. We've also had the Bruce Pearl saying he doesn't think Auburn can beat Kentucky. We have the SEC doormat South Carolina. We even have Caden's old gym teacher telling Shaq how to shoot free throws. So we got a lot of stuff. But the newest one, and this is the week that we all need to get on Caden to believe in Kentucky football. Just like Maggie Davis said, when Maggie Davis was on our show this summer, she said, "I hope to see you all at a football game." And she said, "I'm looking at you, Caden." So, I had to get that soundbite on here. I mean, when Maggie Davis says, "I'm looking at you, Caden," I mean, we've got to have that in our soundbite. So, Caden, Georgia's going to go down to the Cats tomorrow.
Looking at you, Caden.
So every time Caden starts to talk down Kentucky football, we're just gonna pull out the old Maggie.
Looking at you, Caden.
That's just what it's gonna be. So.
Okay, let's test this. Georgia's gonna win tomorrow.
Looking at you, Caden.
It's like automatic.
It works. Yep, it works. So let's talk about that. So there's sort of two sides to this. Okay. We have to celebrate the win over Florida because Caden hasn't been on here, since we beat Florida. I did the post-game show with Brad, but Caden hasn't been on here. So Caden, what a win. I mean, that was I mean, did you think we were gonna, smack down Florida, kick Florida's ass like we did?
I thought Florida was pretty bad. So yeah, I kind of did. I mean, we kind of let them get back in the game. Like you said, we didn't stay on the pony and ride it. But yeah, we come out going up like 20, and then so I thought my score prediction was going to be pretty close, but we kind of let them
that's right.
Get back into it.
What was your score prediction? Did we even do score predictions on the last show? I don't even think we did score predictions for the Florida game.
Yeah,
I think we
maybe it's just when I was texting you, I thought we would win by like 30, honestly, because I did not think Florida was that good.
Well, regardless, I mean, I think it was a big win. I mean,
I'm not diminishing that, but
no,
Florida's not Georgia. It's Georgia's Georgia.
Well, Georgia is Georgia. There's no doubt about that. But we have to sort of enjoy that win. I feel like before we move on to Georgia. So we can't take those kind of wins for granted. BBN. I mean, games like that where we just completely shut down Florida. I mean, there was 32 years went by. We didn't beat Florida. We went 3 decades without beating Florida, and here we are 3 years in a row. And we just we've owned them the past few years. And really, nobody sums that sort of sequence of events up better than Drew Franklin. So this is a little clip from the KSR football podcast post-game rapid reaction to the game. So I wanted to play this little soundbite video clip of Drew because nobody really has summed it up better, summed up the win better than Drew here. So go ahead and give that a little roll here.
Year streak that wasn't that long ago, so it's a lot of people watching. Just shout out to you. I mean, we never thought we'd see a day like this when we were in the middle of that. 3 decades of losing this team. They come in here today and get their ass absolutely kicked. I mean, absolutely kicked, manhandled. Sure, they got a little touchdown there at the end, little second half, they look better, but Kentucky was by far the better football team.
They got their ass absolutely kicked. I mean, that sums it up. Doesn't it, Caden? I mean, Drew, he said it all there.
Yeah, it does, and we got to celebrate that. But when are we going to get to a point where I'm not saying we diminish these games, but I'm saying when are we like you
Looking at you, Caden.
You think about Kentucky
Looking at you.
basketball, and
Looking at you, Caden.
we're not like scared about playing. What's an
Looking
example?
at you, Caden.
I get the point. I mean, Auburn's, I guess, gotten better, but what about I don't know, South Carolina? We kind of expect to win that game in basketball, at least. So when are we get to that point in football where it's
think it's
okay,
this point.
we got to win. We're going to win most of these games. The games where it's really like important. It's going to be Georgia and Alabama.
Well, honestly,
I want us to get to this point.
I think we're there. I mean, Florida to us is basically South Carolina now. I mean, we beat them 3 years in a row. I mean, it's just a given that we beat Florida. Honestly, they're our doormat. I mean, I really do think that.
My whole point is I'm just tired of this mindset. Like, oh, we're just Kentucky football. So, I mean, we don't expect to beat Georgia and Alabama, and that's just how it is, and that's just okay. But great win against Florida.
Well,
like, I don't want to get out of that place because I think we can do better than that.
I think Georgia is the last door. I mean, everybody's sort of talked about this. Georgia is the last door to knock down. Yes. For Mark Stoops. We've gotten to the point where we're gonna beat Florida. We're gonna beat South Carolina. We're gonna beat Missouri just every year on a consistent basis. The other one we haven't really been able to do that too consistently is Tennessee. Just because I think we're a better program than Tennessee is in the past 10 years. Nowadays, I really do think we're a better program than Tennessee, but we haven't been able to beat them consistently. I don't think we're a better program than Georgia, but I do think we're a better program than Florida. I do think we're a better program than South Carolina. I do think we're a better program than Missouri. So I really think if you can do two things, if you can beat Tennessee consistently and you can knock off Georgia, then then why not Kentucky, in the words of JoJo Kemp, why can't you make it to the championship? So
does that happen this year? How confident?
Looking at you, Caden.
Is that going to be the name of our episode?
I mean, it might be. It might be. But we'll get into how confident I am. But before we do that, one last little celebratory thing over Florida here. Caden,
You're dodging the question.
No, no, I'm not dodging the class. I'm doing a celebratory thing over Florida here. Look, you saw this video on our Facebook page, right? Of the nerd, dweeb little defensive coordinator for Florida, saying about how he's going to have that
you put together?
Firestone. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's this clip was circulating around, of this Florida defensive coordinator. So we're at Firestone Brimstone defense. We play that cover 3, cover concept, and I just thought it would be really funny if I put that side by side with Ray Davis going 75 yards untouched by Florida's defense. So that's what I did. And it is funny. And, the most viral video on Talkin Kentucky that we've had up to this point is the
trash can, right?
It's the Tennessee dumpster fire video. And if you haven't seen that, you need to go to our page and find that, or our YouTube channel, because that's funny. That has over 30,000 views. This is in a close second place with just over 12,000 views in the past 5 days, and like something like 53 shares or something like that. So the Tennessee video has like 230 shares or something like that.
Personally, my favorite is the Family Guy clip.
Oh, that's South Park.
Or South Park, sorry. The South Park with the Louisville banner.
With the banner.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, Cartman laughing at the Louisville banner.
I don't know how that didn't go viral. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need to put that one out there again, because I don't know. I don't know why that hasn't been out there yet either. But I wanted to play this little clip because I feel like it's worth it. I feel like any kind of clip that goes page or viral needs some time on the show here. So play this little clip of Ray Davis running all over the face of Florida's defensive coordinator here. So play that here.
team. You know what I mean? Our deal is we're going to be multiple four-down front team that play split safety, man match, and midfield close coverage. We're going to pressure, with the word creeper gets thrown around, right, which is a four-man pressure versus the pass and a five-man pressure against the run. So it's a mixture of a fire zone and a cover three cover concepts. We do some other stuff from a five-man process that's different at a four-down front and three-down front. At the end of the day, not many people are like us that are multiple in the back end and multiple in the front end. They're kind of one or the other, right? We're both. We're going to be able to take whatever tools we need every week to play in this league because each team's different. Vanderbilt's different than Georgia. Georgia is different than Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have a scheme that is.
So,
we're going to play a 4-man, 5-man press run.
We're going to play 9-3 Firestone French concepts.
He did say Firestone, didn't he? I thought that's a brand.
Yeah, Firestone Brimstone.
Like a
tire or something like that. Yeah. Firestone 4-day game cover concept. Yeah. Well, didn't matter. You can say how many words you want, man.
It reminds me of Missouri's coach.
Dude, some of the comments on that video are hilarious. Dude, somebody commented on that and said, well, your shit didn't work, man. It was really good. It was really funny. So, Claude says, bro looks like he's 12. Yeah, he kind of does. He looks like a young dude. He looks like he just graduated high school yesterday. And he coached like it too, because we ran all over him. So we do have to acknowledge and celebrate the win over Florida. And then there's the Georgia win, or the Georgia, the game coming up. And I want everybody, it's Friday night, Caden, games tomorrow. And, it's a night game. And I want everybody to just take a moment and just enjoy this, because this excitement of leading up to a game where you're going in to play the number one team of the country, you're going in to a game that has, there's so much at stake. There's so much on the line. I feel like, you've got to enjoy that. If you don't stop to enjoy that and you're just stressing about the game, or you're just ready for the game to start, then you're missing the core of the thing of what's actually going on. So, take a moment to enjoy this moment. These are the kind of moments you live for as a fan, of getting ready for the game and everything, and living in the moment. I feel like
I'm gonna shed a tear.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, you might tonight. I'm going on my soapbox tonight. So, let's just take a moment to dream for a minute, because I feel like in these moments where you have leading up to these big games, that's what you do. You got to dream. You got to think big, because you can. Because you can. We've earned the right to dream. We're 5-0. Right, and we're coming into this game, and I feel like Caden's looking something up to troll me right now because the look on his face.
Looking at you, Caden.
I'm just looking at our remaining schedule.
Okay,
you're saying we should dream.
All right.
I'm thinking about the possibilities, Coleman. I'm always trying to troll the football team.
Let's all just dream for a minute here. Okay, so let's say you beat.
I think Caden's living in the moment.
I don't think he is either, Clyde. Let's just think here for a moment. If you were to beat Georgia, we
got Missouri.
Okay, well, hang on a minute. I'm just talking about this weekend.
Okay.
If you beat Georgia, you are in the driver's seat to go to the SEC championship. I mean, here it is, looking at us in the face. You beat Georgia, you control your own destiny to go to the SEC championship. I mean, it's just a fact. And you look at the rest of the schedule, you might never have a better opportunity to get to Atlanta than you do this year. You got Missouri, who is, by the way, also undefeated, but you get them at home. And Missouri's still Missouri. We're still going to shove them in a locker. Okay, they're still a bunch of nerds, and think of that environment, Caden. If we beat Georgia and Missouri beats LSU in Columbia this weekend, which is very probable, like that's almost, I would say it's almost certainly going to happen. Then you have the only two undefeated teams in the SEC, Kentucky and Missouri, are playing in Lexington. You probably get College Game Day there. You get SEC Nation there, and you get an absolutely electric atmosphere, which, by the way, sold out yesterday. It's already going to be an electric atmosphere. It's a night game, but imagine if you beat Georgia. We're both undefeated.
Will we be top 10 if we beat Georgia?
Yes. If we beat Georgia, we will be in the top 10. You can go ahead and write that down. We will be in the top 10 if we beat Georgia. Then you beat Missouri, undefeated Missouri. You move up a little bit more. Maybe not top 5 yet, but you're moving up a little bit more. And then, Caden, you get Tennessee at home the next week. Can you imagine? They will burn Lexington to the ground if we beat Tennessee. And then who do you have? You go to Mississippi State, right?
Yep.
Which we might be going to that game, and then who do you have? You have Alabama, right?
At home.
Mississippi State stinks, by the way. If you beat Mississippi State, that you come home. Can you imagine, Caden, being what would be at that point? We would be 6, 7, 8, 9-0. Kentucky playing Alabama in Lexington. I mean, that would be. I'm just saying. And then we have to finish out the year South Carolina, who sucks, right?
The SEC doormat, South Carolina.
And we'll have and then
Louisville. We're going to be top 40 no matter what.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, it's. And then you have. I mean, what if you beat Georgia? There's no reason you can't go to the college football playoff. I mean, seriously. Well, if you beat Georgia at Georgia, what can you not do? What can we not do if we beat Georgia at Georgia? What have we not proven at that point?
Coleman, I see 2 possible scenarios here.
Okay, all right.
I know, get ready to play the clip again. But
look at you, kid.
Either we win this weekend and we go 12-0 and we're the best team in the country, or we lose against Georgia and it's a downward spiral like it has been in the past.
Okay, well, if we
Kentucky
lose
football, it's hyped up and then we end up losing and then we just lose 3 or 4 games and it's like an 8-4 season. So I could see us beating Georgia and maybe going 12-0 or 11-1, or I could see us losing to Georgia, Missouri, Tennessee, and Alabama.
I could see that because the Georgia loss has historically turned into multiple losses. We've let that Georgia loss turn into 2 or 3. I mean, that's happened a lot, and a lot of people have picked us to lose to Georgia, Missouri, Tennessee. Like. I mean, that is, I will acknowledge that is a distinct possibility here. But I'm just saying, if
my gut says 9-3 at this point. But
yeah, well, in the comments, they don't believe we're losing. Clyde Harris says,
of course they're not. Yeah, of course.
He says, Coleman, you got me fired up. Claude says even if we lose to Georgia, we will still have a great season. Claude says you could be looking at an undefeated season from Kentucky if we beat Georgia. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's on the table and it's there for the taking. And I'm just saying, we have a better chance of beating Georgia this year than I think we have in the entire Mark Stoops era.
Even though it's at Georgia.
Even though it's at Georgia, they've got an inexperienced.
Our players are not playing though, right? Aren't our players out?
Well, we're going to get into that in a minute. We've got Caden's just ruining everything.
No, yeah. I'm stating facts here.
I'm stating facts too.
I want us to win.
These are some facts about Georgia. Inexperienced quarterback, coordinator Mike Bobo sucks. Even Freddie Maggard said that on our show this summer. Kentucky will, write this down, Kentucky will win the battle up front on both sides of the ball. Our defensive line is going to kick their ass. Our offensive line is going to kick their ass. That's a fact. And they only have one star player. Now that star player happens to be Brock Bowers, who is just an insane athlete. I think also, speaking of Freddie Maggard, he said, I believe it was Freddie just this week said that he compared guarding Brock Bowers to guarding Michael Jordan. So that sucks, right? So, but when your best player's a tight end, like, I mean, that's not great. That's not a recipe for explosive plays necessarily, right? And I think our defense, our pass rush and our D line, I mean, Brock Bowers can't get the ball if the quarterback's on the ground, right? Let's go get to him. I don't think we're going to be able to shut down Brock Bowers. I mean, he's going to make plays. It's just going to happen. But where we're going to limit Brock is by getting pressure on the quarterback. So I think that's entirely possible. See, Claude Harris says our defense will be unstoppable against Georgia. See, I think that too. Listen to this. I think whoever scores 20 points first wins the game. And I don't think Georgia breaks 20. I don't think Georgia will break 20 points on offense. Now, if they get a big pick six or something like that, that's different. But I don't think Georgia's offense will break 20 this weekend. And if Kentucky can score 20, if that's a big if, but if Kentucky can put up 20 points on Georgia's defense, I think they win a football game. And I'll get into that more in just a little bit here now. But let's talk the negatives. Caden's favorite part. Georgia.
I'm just being honest. I mean, I'm being honest, and I feel like I'm being realistic because I see this every single year. Like every single year.
Yeah, well,
it's this same. Oh, this could be the year that we beat them because they're this, and this. That they don't have this. We're going to beat them in this way, and I want us to win, but I'm just cautious to drink the Kool-Aid.
Well, I'm drinking beer, not Kool-Aid. But okay, now the negatives. Georgia has not lost a football game in 2.5 years. So that's an issue. All right, that's a hurdle. Got to get over.
And they're at home.
Might
be some home cooking down there.
A number one ranked team has not lost a home game since 2013.
That's a problem.
Georgia has not lost a night game. It's also a night game tomorrow night. Georgia has not lost a home night game since 2009. The last night home game they lost was to Kentucky. Just saying. Okay. Just throwing that out there. And by the way, Josh says this year is different. Drink the Kool-Aid, Caden.
Nope.
We need an audio clip of Josh saying, "Drink the Kool-Aid, Caden." I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, Caden.
I'm sure he'll say it if he calls in.
Yep, I'm sure he will. So those are some big hurdles for us to get over. Now, Georgia has been able to completely shut down the run and make us have to pass the ball the past few years. I mean, nobody's been able to run the ball in Georgia. This year, they're 9th in the SEC in run defense. Okay. Florida's run defense was number 1 in the SEC, and we ran for over 300 yards on them last week. If we can run the ball, now I don't think we're running 200 yards on Georgia, but if we were to rush for 200 yards on Georgia, we win the game. It's that simple. If we rush for 200, if we can run the football, we win the game. Now, The other thing is our receivers haven't been able to catch the ball. Okay. Devin Leary has thrown some pretty ugly passes, but he's thrown some really pretty ones too. The pretty ones he's thrown, the receivers have dropped, right? I mean, we actually have the most wide receiver drops. I saw the stat this week. We have the most wide receiver drops of any team in the country. We dropped more passes than any team in the country. Kentucky has this year. So that can't happen. We have got to be able to move the football. We've got to be able to catch the football. We've got to be able to throw it this weekend. If we don't,
let me stop you there. How is Georgia number 9 on rushing defense, yet they're number 1 in the country?
Well, because they're Georgia. It's the name.
Because they started preseason number 1.
They started preseason number 1, and they haven't lost, and they've stayed there. Okay. Yes. Now, Auburn last week had Georgia beat, which, by the way, I'm glad that Georgia won that game, because if we were coming in and having to play Georgia at home at night after a loss, I'm telling you right now, we would get our ass kicked. Right? We would not win that game. So, Auburn had that game won. But they threw the ball to Brock Bowers every play on the last possession, and he just mowed guys over. Brock Bowers, if Brock Bowers isn't on the team, Georgia doesn't win that game. Hope that doesn't happen to us this weekend, but that's that's what it was. So, and South Carolina, SEC doormat South Carolina was up 14-3 over Georgia at halftime. And they didn't have any magic. They didn't do any special plays or anything. They just went down there. South Carolina went down to Georgia and just played Georgia straight up. Just went out, punched them in the face. South Carolina did. So why can't we? So I think it's very possible. But it's still a big if. It's still a tall task. That's for sure. I do think it's more likely than not that Georgia wins the game, but I think Kentucky has a better chance than ever. So
wait just a second. Are you sounding negative?
I'm just being realistic, Caden.
So I can't be realistic, but you can?
Looking at you, Caden.
I need one that says Coleman now.
Yeah, we do. But hey, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts in the game, and we want to hear your pumped upness for the game. 502-234-1504. Give us a shout. Tell us your thoughts. Give us your predictions, and convince Caden why we're going to win. Okay, convince Caden and me why we're going to win. So yeah, Clyde Harris is looking at you, Coleman. That's what we need. So yeah, give us a shout, guys. Caden, it's national. Well, it's not National Beer Day, but last time we were on here, we were talking about songs about beer, which we'll continue that subject. But I want you to be thinking about some more songs about beer. I want to see how many we can name before the end of the episode. Sounds like we're getting a call over there.
Sounds like someone keeps ending the call.
Well, that's not good. In order to call, you got to execute. Yeah, you got to be able to. Our receivers got to catch the ball.
Adjustments, execution, that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's what we got to do. So don't end the call. Follow through. Go ahead and let it ring all the way to the answer. Make some adjustments, then we'll be able to get it here. So.
Yeah, Clyde, I got like 2 back-to-back calls, and as soon as I answered one, it ended. So.
Claude's just so excited he can't. I mean, he's going to call
pushing buttons over there.
Yep, he is. So, he is. So, yeah. So you can give us another shout there, Clyde. So,
hey, Clyde, how's it going?
Good. Like people always say, they're looking at you, Kate, and missing no faith. Mr. I get it, being realistic against Georgia. That's very easy to do, but we have to take the next step. We got to beat Georgia, and what a perfect year to do it than this season, because I honestly, truly believe that we won't have another chance. And I think tomorrow's really our last chance to really beat Georgia for a while. And the reason why I say that is because of what has happened this year and all the crazy upsets. I mean, you look at Georgia's past 2 games. Well, I wouldn't say past 2 games. Wait, is it past 2 games? Who did Georgia play before? Oh,
Auburn.
They played UAB before they played Auburn. You look at like what Coleman said against South Carolina. Georgia couldn't do nothing in the first half. And really, the whole game against Auburn, Georgia really couldn't do nothing until the final 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. And Caden, that is why we have a chance tomorrow. So tell him, Clyde.
I didn't say there's not a chance. I gave it a 20% chance that I recall. So I mean, you are telling me there's a chance, and I believe it, but
yeah,
I think it's more likely than not that Georgia wins.
I mean, that means that if we go in there 5 times, we win 1.
Yep. So we got to have us a good day.
Yep.
They don't believe. Nobody believes in us, though. Like, they look at us. Oh, it's just Kentucky. They're only good till a certain point of the year. Then they lose about 3 straight.
Clyde, because we have to prove it. Because we got to win one of these big games.
Do you not see the talent we have on our team?
I see it, but I got to see wins.
This is the best talent we've had. This is the best talent that we have had on our team since Stoops has been here. And this team is built to go on the road down to Athens, little old Sanford Stadium, that ruggedy ass stadium, and go beat them dogs, baby.
Well, there you have it.
I mean,
and we are going to beat them dogs, and we're going to shut everybody up. And like I said, if we beat Georgia, Coleman's right. We could go undefeated because really we will beat Tennessee, regardless if we don't beat Georgia. We're going to beat Tennessee. We just are. And we're going to beat Alabama, regardless of what happens tomorrow. I still think we'll beat Alabama, and I still think we'll beat Tennessee. I feel good about the rest of our games after Georgia, and I even feel good tomorrow. I'm surprised. Normally I'm scared of Georgia. Normally I'm scared to play them. This year I'm not, because I've seen the way they played against South Carolina and Auburn, and I'm like, yeah, they don't scare me. And I still don't see how they're number 1, but whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like because they started there and they just haven't lost. So maybe that can change tomorrow. But Clyde, you got anything else for us before we let you go?
Yeah, what's your score prediction?
What's your score prediction?
I've been saying my score prediction for like the last 3 days, 27-20 Cats.
All right.
Hell, I've been texting in the group chat.
Clyde, you've texted a lot of stuff in the group chat, so I'm sorry if I've missed a couple things.
Hey, man, that group chat be wild.
It
that's
is.
just for us
to
know, nobody else.
Yeah, right? It is wild. You don't want to repeat some of that stuff. But, all right, thanks for calling in, Clyde. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. Go Cats.
Go Cats. 502-234-1504. Give us a shout. Especially, it's Georgia week. If you haven't ever called before, give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you. So go
put in the chat. What do you mean score
prediction? Yeah. Like it was on ESPN yesterday. I don't know, I didn't see it. It's my chat. So yeah, 502 give us a call. 502-234-1504.
We're getting another call.
It's probably Josh. We're
talking Kentucky.
Say this, Caden. I believe that we can win. I believe that we can win.
I believe that we might win.
I believe that we will win.
Looking at you, Caden.
Dude, Coleman, hear this clip? You hear what Coleman's doing to me? He's wearing this clip out.
And that's why it's in there.
I love it.
Me too. That's why I do it.
I think he's just jealous. She said she's looking at me.
Well, you gotta have faith, Caden.
Yeah, Caden, you gotta have faith. Listen to Josh.
I have faith. I just have mustard seed faith.
Well, that's all you need according to Jesus.
Yeah, in the Bible, that's enough. So I don't know why it's not enough for you all.
Well, that's
all right. That's good enough. If you think if bump it up to 25%, and I'll be
20%. Don't get me up to 25.
Come on, Caden.
All right, Josh, how do we win? Tell us.
I should say this.
We win by doing exactly what we did to Florida. Controlling the line, protecting Larry, creating gaps for Ray Davis and the other running backs if they ever run somebody else. But I am kind of concerned because we are in Georgia. The only reason I'm not having doubts we're not going to win, I'm having doubt that we might get cheated. Late pass interference call or a last second holding call.
Some Doug Childs
to get Georgia set up for a field goal and we lose by 3 points. That's my biggest fear because the SEC is really shady, especially when it comes to Kentucky. They don't want us beating Georgia. All this hype this week because a lot of people is. But, I do agree we have a great team, but, we're still killing it in recruiting. Stoops and his squad still, they're still killing it in recruiting. So I think the skies are the limits. We beat Georgia tomorrow, and we're going to get some big-time players come to Kentucky, some five-star people.
Already are.
Not fours and threes. We're going to get some five-star people.
Yeah, Coleman, who did we just get?
We got some kid from I think his name is Brian Robinson. Is that right, Josh?
Yeah.
That sound right?
Yeah. He's a four-star linebacker, I believe.
I think he's a linebacker. Yeah, that kid's going to be something else. So, this class, especially this defensive class that we have coming in next year, is just out of this world. So I'm very excited for the future of Kentucky football. Problem is the schedule is going to get harder.
You know what they say, defense wins championships. Do I think
it does?
Do I still think we're going to beat Georgia? Yes, I think we're going to beat Georgia. If we beat Georgia, we should run the table. But there's always a chance. And I'm with Caden. I do want to win so badly, and I have faith that we're going to win. And I believe it, and I've told it since summer that we're going to beat Georgia. And we should definitely beat Alabama.
Josh, I think you've been saying we're going to beat Georgia since the day we started this podcast.
And he's right. And if Josh, gets this right tomorrow, he deserves all the credit in the world because he called it.
Yeah, if that happens, I'll say sorry, guys. I was wrong. I'm a believer now. So.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I tell you what, the spread's 14.5 right now. It opened up at 21.5 a week ago when we was playing Florida. Then it went to 18.5. Then it went to 16.5. Now it's 14.5. And if tomorrow it don't come in at 12.5. You don't know on game day. Vegas gets scared and they drop it 2 more points because I think we're forced to be reckoned with now.
Absolutely, I think so too. What's
Josh?
your score
Before we let you go, what's your score prediction?
I believe that we are going to win 24-20. We're going to win by 4 points.
That was one of the KSR predictions, I think.
I like
they like that 4 point. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Josh, and I hope you're right about tomorrow.
I hope so too, brother. I want us so bad. I want us to come out and perform well tomorrow. I hope Larry has a good day passing. I'm with Coleman. They can't have the drops tomorrow. We can't have penalties. We got to stay healthy. There's a lot of factors tomorrow, but I believe we can win. I believe we're going to shock the country tomorrow night. Go Cats!
Amen. Go Cats! Thanks, Josh. 502-234-1504. We want to hear from you. Give us a shout. Caden, we're gonna win tomorrow. We're just gonna speak it into existence. We're gonna manifest it. That's what's gonna be.
What they're saying.
Yep. But we should look at some score or at some games and make some predictions for around the country tomorrow. That needs to happen. But before we do that, a little bit more basketball news. Kentucky Indiana series, Caden, got renewed. Did you see that? I'm sure you did.
I did see that.
So a lot of a lot of people are kind of pissed that it got renewed because Indiana sucks. A lot of the old people like love it because it's like bringing it back the old Kentucky Indiana rivalry. Caden, I must be old because I love it. I love these sort of home and home, playing big name teams. I would rather play Indiana than play, St. Peter's or something like that.
Yeah, I remember growing up and looking forward to those Saturdays. Like it just brings me back to a different time in my life when we played them. As a kid, like just looking forward to those games, on those rivalry games against Indiana on Saturdays.
Yeah, so I'm very excited that it's coming back. I believe it's either 27-28 or 28-29. We're going to go to Assembly Hall. So the 4-year series is that it's going to be twice in Rupp. And it's going to be once in that Indianapolis stadium that we lose every game in.
Yeah, and then Cal will be gone, so then we can go to
and then it's Assembly Hall is the last one. So yeah, that sort of everybody sort of read between the lines on that one of like, yeah, Cal's definitely not going to be here by then, right? Like Cal's definitely going to be gone.
Why does he hate it there so much? Is it because of that last game where our players are basically getting stomped on because they rushed the floor?
Yeah, apparently they were just awful. Like the fans were just awful to the team there.
You can't really blame him then if that's
depending
on what happened. So
no, yeah,
I feel like Darius Miller got like stepped all over because I remember he ended up on the ground trying to block that last shot. Remember?
Well, but then we just beat him in the tournament later that year. Yeah. It's just, I mean, we just beat him in the tournament, so it didn't really matter. It didn't really matter. So, but
Indiana area sucks. I think he meant arena sucks, but I guess either one works.
Yeah, the whole area sucks too. Really, really. I mean, the Indiana area sucks too. It's everything about Indiana. I mean, what they say, Caden. Why does Kentucky in between Indiana and Tennessee? Because Indiana sucks, Tennessee blows. Right? Yeah. Is that the joke? Yeah, that's right. So
it's accurate. So.
It is, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, I like those sort of home and homes of North Carolina, Indiana, Duke, Kansas. Those are the kind of games that I want to play.
I feel like no matter what, like all 4 of those should be home and homes.
I think it should. Yeah. I think it absolutely should. I
don't know why it's so hard to play Duke.
Like what? Well, I think we're going to get Duke as sort of a built-in home and home with eventually, with that SEC,
well,
ACC.
They keep saying that, but
series.
They went with Miami this year.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but yeah, the Miami one is like that's not a sexy name. You don't really want to play Miami. That's for sure. But let's look at some scores or some games from around the country for tomorrow. Make some predictions here. We don't recommend you necessarily betting on any of our predictions because we don't know what we're talking about. But we'll pick them anyway.
We do.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we do. But also call the show. Like we'd love to have another call. We don't bite, or leave a comment in the feed if you're watching, especially for the first time. Let us know you're here. Like that would be great. We're just fans. We want to hear from you too. We just want to grow this little fan base here. 502-234-1504. Give us a shout there. Yeah, give the phone line a call.
Josh, I tell you what, if we beat Georgia on one of your trips, I'll do like what I did for Coleman. You can stop by and I'll grill you a steak when you're coming through the area.
Yeah.
If you're in Hanson, Kentucky for whatever reason, I mean,
you need to do that. Those steaks were go to. What do we do with that? We put what do we do? We put like
it was a Cody special seasoning. No, it was like cat. It was there was like garlic and then some kind of
garlic
cow rub. Yeah, it was really good.
You say it was cow rub?
It was something like that.
Okay, yeah.
It was a special Cody recipe.
Cow rub. Talking cow rub. It might
I don't know
have to
about that. Don't Google that.
X-rated. Yeah, there. Cow rub. Yeah, you don't want to Google that. That's for sure. But yeah.
Score predictions.
Well, we'll get it. So I mentioned songs about beer. I feel like we didn't give that enough time on the last episode. You know, we started naming some good ones. I feel like that you know what we need to do? We need to make like a Talking Kentucky like playlist on Spotify, like all the songs that we come up with here. So, I mean, there's
Rednecker Than You.
We're Rednecker Than You is definitely one. But if we talk about beer song, I mean, there's the Tom T. Hall I Like Beer.
Top of the list there. Yeah.
We got what else? We've got Beer with Jesus is another one.
Who sings that? I can never remember.
I don't know the guy's name. I forget what his name is. I just know that he had Beer with Jesus. Awesome.
Thomas Rhett. That's who. Thomas
Rhett. Okay, Thomas Rhett. We got Luke Combs. We already established Luke Combs has a bunch. We got the One Too Many is one. Ice Cold Beer never broke my heart.
Yeah.
Is
I'm kind of cheating here, but
that's okay.
Pretty good at drinking beer.
Pretty good at drinking beer is a really good one. I like that. Pretty good at drinking beer is
Beer for My Horses, Toby Keith.
I don't know Beer for My Horses.
It's older. I mean, it's early 2000s song.
Yeah. I like the one in the Beer with Jesus. He talks about sipping it nice and slow. And he said we go somewhere where you sip it nice and slow and put on the jukebox or something like that. He talks about. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of beer songs out there. I'm drinking a Land Shark.
Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg.
I don't think that counts.
Probably don't.
Yeah,
that's probably not family friendly.
No, yeah, it's like especially considering the Kansas connection there. What was that place at what was that place, the Boom Boom Room that Kansas got in so much?
Didn't we name an episode that?
Yeah, Talking Boom Boom was one of those. You think Snoop Dogg's been the Boom Boom Room?
Oh, I guarantee it. He's probably the one that started it.
Yeah, he probably started the Boom Boom. Yeah. Hey, Allen Fieldhouse became the Boom Boom Room when Snoop took his team there, or took his group there. What did he say? You book Snoop, you get Snoop. Is that right?
Snoop, you get Snoop.
Yep. In the
century.
Big Blue Madness is a week from today, by the way.
Yeah, no one can camp out.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. Is the camp out? You know, that's not going on. That's BS, isn't it? Like, I mean, the Big Blue Campout's one of the coolest things in college basketball. I mean, and it's not happening anymore because of COVID or something, right? So
don't get me started.
That's the reason that they used to get rid of it, right? What was because
I think so. And you were saying they just never brought it back.
They just never brought it back. Everybody got their tickets on there, which that's the other thing. I don't know if there's going to be a crowd there next week.
There wasn't a big one last year, was there?
No, but you know, all these scalpers, I'm sure, because they just sold the tickets online, so I'm sure all these bots and scalpers are able to get on there and are able to resell them for, you know, they're free tickets, and able to resell them for $100 plus a piece, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a very thin crowd next weekend. I hope BBN proves me wrong, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. So,
do you think how much of an impact do you think the football crazies have on basketball attendance being low?
No, I think it's all the same, except for you. But I think it's all the same. I think
if we beat Georgia, you don't think that'll change the attendance at all for the basketball?
No,
game?
I think if anything, it'll help the attendance. Honestly,
I think the same people will be going to both games. Next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, especially like I feel like people will be buzzing about Missouri, so they want to get their old Big Blue Madness on, get the little doubleheader. They'll go Big Blue Madness, go to Keeneland all day on Saturday, and then go to the Missouri game that night. It'd be a nice little triple header. Boom, boom, pow. You know, get that triple header going.
That's a heck of a weekend. So.
It would be. So I think I think it all goes hand in hand. I mean, football team, the better the football team does, I think the better the basketball crowds will be too. I mean, I seriously think it all goes hand in hand. But we do have plenty of time to talk basketball. That's for sure. But hey, if you're watching, give the show a call, 502-234-1504. We want to hear from you. So let's look at somebody just liked our video here. So Mac Thomas is joined us. So Mac, if you're watching, if you're listening, let us know you're here. Give us a little comment, a little call, something like that. We appreciate you watching. But yeah, let's take a look at some games. There's actually a lot of big games this week. It's not just Kentucky, Georgia. So we have Oklahoma, Texas, which game day decided to go to that over Kentucky, Georgia. Both 5-0. I think Texas is for real this year. I think Texas really is back. Texas is a 5-point favorite. It's a neutral site game. It's the Red River Shootout. And now they have to call it the Red River Rivalry or something because like shootout's offensive or something like that. Yeah. So but I'm still taking Texas to win.
Texas for sure.
Yeah, I'll go Texas. Hook 'em. And then LSU's playing Missouri. Caden, I can confidently say, as I'm sitting here in Baton Rouge, I think I think LSU's terrible. So I'm going Missouri.
Dude, that's your alma mater.
Doesn't matter. You're still terrible. I'm going Missouri. Doesn't change.
So you can say that about LSU, but when someone says about Kentucky, that's like death penalty.
The difference is Kentucky really is going to beat Georgia. LSU's not beating Missouri.
You're sending mixed signals right now, Coleman.
I'm going Missouri. Missouri, MIZZOU Tigers going to be upset LSU, even though they're a 5-point favorite. I'm going to go Mizzou, Drinkwitz, and the Nerds.
Well, I'm going with Missouri too because
okay.
I think LSU's terrible, but I'm not their alma mater. But
let's check in on old Virginia here. I said Virginia at the start of the season. I said Virginia was going to go 0-12 before the season started. They are 0-5. So it's good start. They are playing the 4-1 FCS William and Mary tomorrow.
Is this their chance?
Yeah, if Virginia wins a game this year, it's going to be tomorrow. But I don't think they're winning. I'm going to go William and Mary to beat them.
Oh, this was the Coors Light Pumpkin.
This is the
prediction.
Yes, this is the Coors Light Pumpkin prediction.
Coors Light Pumpkin Bowl.
Yep, it is. It is. So I'm going William and Mary to win.
Let's go Virginia.
All right. Boring Virginia YMCA team. Let's see. We have Alabama at Texas A&M. Last time Alabama went to Texas A&M, they lost. Alabama's a 2-point favorite. I think Alabama's starting to get on a roll. I'm going to go with the Tide on this one. Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, whatever you want to say.
Bama.
Just like Cody said, didn't he?
Can we clip that and use it as a soundbite?
we have to go back and find that. It's going to be hard to find that one.
Oh, we'll find
it. But
if
we find it, then Bama. Yep, that's right. Vanderbilt, Florida. Florida is an 18.
What a terrible game.
Florida is an 18.5-point favorite at home. I'm going Florida. They bounce back with a big win this week. I think they cover too over the Doors.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Vandy.
Vandy?
Because I think I mean, I'm not trying to sound like Cody over here. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win a championship.
Yeah.
But I think Florida's just that bad. So I'm going Vandy. Go Doors with their cranes and their,
Vandy.
Outdoor locker rooms. So
yep. That's right. Colorado at Arizona State. Arizona State comes in at 1-4. Colorado 3-2. Colorado's a 3.5-point favorite. I think Dion gets it done in Phoenix. I think they beat Arizona State. I think they can do it.
Yeah, I'm a Buff fan as far as the football team's concerned. So Colorado.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. South Alabama and UL Monroe. So Yeah, this one doesn't really matter. I have personal connections to both of these schools. So this is tough for me, but I'll probably go UL Monroe.
Not really a game I thought you'd mention, so
Yeah.
I'm going UL Monroe as well.
Okay, there we go. Go Warhawks. Let's go Warhawks. How about Arkansas at Ole Miss? I think Arkansas is also terrible, and I think the hotty toddy gosh almighty Ole Miss is going to roll, and they're going to win and cover the 13-point spread.
Yeah, Ole Miss by 20.
All right. Notre Dame at Louisville. Louisville's undefeated, but Notre Dame is Notre Dame, and I think Notre Dame come into Papa John's Cardinal Stadium, which I guess is no longer Papa John's because of whatever happened there. I think Notre Dame is gonna come in, and they're gonna fight like the Irish, and they're gonna beat Louisville
Easily. Yes.
easily. Yes. So I think that might be all the games.
We got one more though, don't we?
Well, yeah, we're getting to that one. So if we're not going to get any other calls, we'll do last call for calls here, 502-234-1504. We'll kind of bring everything to a close here. All right. Mark Stoops took this job. We had just come off a 2-10 season. We lost to Vanderbilt 48-0 in Commonwealth Stadium. Mark Stoops has slowly but surely built this program back, knocking down door after door after door. And we've been here before. We were here 2 years. We were here 3 years ago, going down to Georgia. But Georgia was just the better team. We weren't ready for the moment. Last year, we played them close, 16-6. But we didn't have the offensive tools to score enough points to beat Georgia. The defense was there, but the offense wasn't there. This year, we have the team. We have all the pieces. We have all the coaches. We're going to go out there. We're going to have a better head coach than they do. We have a better defensive coordinator than they do. We have a better offensive coordinator than they do. We have a better quarterback than they do. Offensive line, defensive line. We have a better defense than they do. We have better receivers than they do. We have a better running back room than they do. And we have better fans than they do. And we're going to go in. And this is the year. Kentucky football has arrived. We're going to go win the SEC East this year. We're going to go in. We're going to beat Georgia. And we're going to win the SEC East this year. Kentucky football, we coming? No, that's not that. We here. We're Kentucky football. We've made it. We have arrived. It's our time. This is our year. Cats win 20-17 in Athens tomorrow, and everybody burns their couch.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Looking at you, Caden.
Looking at you, Caden.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to find it. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think we're going to put up an admirable fight. But I'm going to say Georgia 26, Kentucky 14.
All right, 26-14, both low-scoring games. I will allow you to pick the score that you choose. This is a free country, that's fine. But okay, you heard it here first. 26-17 for Caden.
26-14.
26-14 for Caden. 20-17 Kentucky for me. Yeah, I think we get it done, but we shall see. But Caden, I will say, if we win tomorrow, are you going to be on the postgame show with me and Brad?
We'll see.
If we win, you're not coming on the postgame show?
We'll see.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for checking us out. Thanks for watching us. We appreciate it. Like us on Facebook, please. And if you haven't followed us on Spotify, if you haven't subscribed to us and rated us on Spotify, what are you doing? Please do that. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Talkin_Kentucky. We're up to 23 subscribers on there. So, we're slowly coming. So thanks for those of you that follow us on there. Go ahead and continue to do so. And, if you're under Cathens21, follow us on Instagram and Threads, because that's the only social media you probably have. We don't have a Snapchat or a TikTok, but that's as hipsters we're going to get on this show. And then follow the show on X at Talkin_Kentucky as well. Caden, I think by the end of this year, you're going to be a true Kentucky football fan.
Coleman, I just want to see the results.
All right.
And it starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow.
I want them to make me a believer. I really do.
Smashed! That'll get you hyped. Well, we got to name this episode. We've got a lot of options. We could do talking. What's the weird thing that we said earlier? Corn something.
Corn.
It wasn't that, but it was something like that. We can do talking Cheney Barn, Dairy Cheney.
Talking dogs.
No, we're definitely not naming it Talking Dogs. Talking looking at you, Caden. That's a Claude says, Caden, if you don't show up, I'll track you down.
I kind of believe him.
Yeah, kind of do too. There was something else that we said earlier that
I'm trying to figure out the corn thing you're talking about.
Yeah, well, it wasn't corn. It was something like that. But I'm open to. No, that it is National Noodle Day, but that's not what it was.
I feel like when we get past an hour in the show, I start like forgetting what I just said 30 minutes ago.
No, I do too. Looking at you, Caden. Talking beer with Jesus.
Clyde said Sleepy Joe for some reason, but talking Cathens. There we go.
Okay, now Cathens. Now that's a good one. Talking Cathens. Now I like that. You can't argue with that. Cathens. I mean, that's one thing you can't argue with Clyde about. So, well, thank you very much, guys. We're getting.
What's up, Eric?
We're getting more comments in here. What's up, y'all? From Eric Hall. Caden, should we go a little bit longer? Should we see if anybody? Hey, we'll throw the phone number up one more time. See if we get any more calls. 502.
We usually go. Oh, sorry.
502-234-1504. Eric, nice to see you in the comments here. We usually go from we usually start at 7, right? 7.
We usually do Thursdays. Thursdays at 7.
Yeah, we usually do Thursdays.
7 Central is usually what we do. But
yeah,
Coleman had a gig last night, so we couldn't do it.
Yes, I know. I'm a trumpet player, unfortunately. But,
pro over here.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, yeah.
What makes a pro? What makes someone a professional?
Well, first I want to ask Eric. Eric, do you think? Oh, hey, look, Eric's. We get a new viewer. Caden, he said he's going to start watching. Well, that's good. Well, welcome to the show. Like and subscribe. The real question is, before we get into that, Caden, does Eric think we're going to beat Georgia? Caden or Eric, I think we're going to win 2017 tomorrow. Caden thinks Georgia's going to win 26-14.
I think I'm the only one that hasn't lost my mind. That's what I think.
Well, I just think you're the only one that doesn't believe. Is the thing. So that's what did you ask me before this? What does it mean to be a pro?
Yeah.
And by the way, yes, call the show, everybody, 502-234-1504. Eric Hall says 24-14 Kentucky.
Okay. I'm sticking with 26-14 Georgia, but
I like it. I think
I like the optimism.
I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I wonder what Eric thinks of us with our barn and our horse in the background on here.
Yeah, Eric, do you know? Oh, sorry, it's on this side. Do you know where this is? What this place is?
Yeah. If Eric knows what that place is, then we're going to have to send him a Talking Kentucky hat in the mail. I feel like that would only be fair. I feel like if you get paid to do something, then that means you're a pro. Like if you've received a paycheck for doing something, you are officially a professional at that thing.
So if you
for
play
me, it's
Call
like
the
a money
Post for
thing.
$50 for President Lee Todd, does that make you a pro?
It does. I mean, hey, I've played Call of the Post for $500.
I feel like
before.
Eric's like looking up this place so he can get this hat.
Yeah, so we can get the hat. Yeah, that is true.
Kind of a giveaway in the writing.
It is. It is. But Caden, I'm curious. I'm curious. Are there other things that you're a pro at besides trumpet?
That I'm a pro at?
That you would consider yourself a pro at? Yes.
Well, my job is in IT. I wouldn't consider myself a pro at that yet, but gosh. Yeah, I don't know if I have pro status at any. I don't make money on anything else. I mean, we make pennies on this podcast. So does that make us pros at podcast?
Yes, it does. Hey, we make some pennies every now and then. Hey, Eric says he's down in Bama country. Well, it's okay because I'm down in Baton Rouge. I'm in Louisiana.
He doesn't know what this place is then.
No. Well, he said it'd be great if you were in Keeneland. Well, this could be Keeneland. I don't think it is, but Caden's barn, that's Cheney's Dairy Barn over there. That's where all the good ice cream and stuff is. And
they got food too. They got a bunch of cows, and it's a cool show place.
A bunch of cows. Yep, that's good.
Western Kentucky.
And hey, Lisa Marie Scott says, "Can you order swag and coffee mugs yet?" And yes, we mentioned that at the beginning of our episode, actually, which we can give the rundown, for everybody too, just to go back over stuff, right? So if you're a Talkin' Kentucky fan, or if you're just a Kentucky fan, and you want to continue to support us and support the Cats, you can go ahead and get some Talkin' Kentucky swag here. Once again, we've got a regular t-shirt, we got a dry fit t-shirt, we've got the accented mug, we've got the bigger mug that you can put beer or bourbon in, we don't judge, and then we got the tough Anthony Davis phone case there, so you can just put in your info there, and that's what
when you
is.
click on one of those, it brings Coleman, click on like that t-shirt, for example.
Okay, yeah.
We got different. Oh well, those are the colors.
We got the different colors too. We got gray, black, another gray, white. You got whatever you want.
But if you click in the middle of it, see there's a drop down. You can pick what you want.
Oh, there you go. So you can pick. So like if I wanted like a 3X sport gray,
a little more expensive.
I wanted
3X, as you see.
I wanted like 10 of them. I could do that. I won't actually order that, but yeah. So, you could do that. That could be an option there. So, that's the swag. So you just go on our Facebook page, right?
Yeah. Facebook page or go to our website.
Yeah, and as I've said, I posted the link here. I pinned it, our Talkin' Kentucky merch on our Facebook page. So, you can go on there and you could order you some Talkin' Kentucky swag. So, how are we getting
here wanting to pink slip my hat?
Damn, that's intense. That's aggressive. I still need to tell Josh. I still need to send Josh his hat. I've told Josh I'm going to send him his hat. I still need to do that. I need to get on that. Okay. There's some LSU people down here wearing Talkin' Kentucky hats, just so you know. I mean, we're starting to see some Talkin' Kentucky hats on LSU's campus. I mean, we're taking over, Caden. I mean, look out. So yeah, we're all of a sudden having a bunch of people, joining right at the end of our show, Caden. I feel like this is. Should we start doing our show at like 10 o'clock at night on Fridays? Is that like the prime time and everything? Clyde says when we beat Georgia, Caden has to go run the street celebrating shirtless. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing anyway.
I'm in Hanson, Kentucky, so it's not like anyone would see me.
Well, there you go. I guess you have to do it anyway. But
maybe I'll have to come into State Street though.
Yeah, maybe so. But guys, if you're just joining us, please follow us on Spotify. We're on Spotify, so go on Spotify and subscribe to us. If you're not doing that, you're missing all the content. So go on Spotify. It's not going to hurt you in your life. Even if you never listen to us again, just go on Spotify and hit subscribe. It won't negatively impact your life in any way. And go ahead and rate us 5 stars on Spotify too, because why not? It's a YOLO, Caden. You just go rate us 5 stars on Spotify. I mean, come on. And then we also have a YouTube channel. Please follow us on that. We post all our episodes. We leave them up on Facebook. We upload them to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all the podcast platforms, and we put them on we put them on YouTube. So be sure to check us out on those places there, and be sure to like us on Facebook.
I don't get notifications that you're live anymore. Oh, yeah. Lisa, we've looked into that. I don't think we can. That's not like an option for us to check. Like, I feel like it's either random or it just depends how much you click on. Like, I'm assuming it might show our top supporters like on Facebook that we're live. That's just a guess. I don't know exactly how that works, but I've never seen that option on our page.
Dude, we got a Scott Sully appearance. Well, we haven't seen Scott in some time. Speaking of hats, we sent him his hat. He sent us a picture in the hat and everything. Well, what's up, Scott? How you doing?
He won the bracket challenge.
He did, yeah. Dude, what's up, Scott? It's good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a while. Scott, I feel like, 502-234-1504. Caden, we need it.
Shut my iPad.
In order to beat Georgia, we need a Scott Sully monologue. I'm just saying.
Can he improv one?
Scott, if you're feeling up to it, we need a little Scott Sully, just a little monologue. That would be a great way to end the show, I feel like. So if you're just joining us and you want to go back, please go back and check out the rest of the show. We talked some Kentucky basketball, talked some football and stuff. But Scott, if you're feeling up to it, we'll take a Scott Sully monologue. But if not, no worries. Claude says he's going to burn his chair tomorrow. Nice. But if not, if Scott, if you don't feel like you can make up a monologue on the spot, it's okay. We still need to put Scott's monologues up on our website, Caden. We need to have a whole new merch tab now. We need to have a tab of all Scott Sully monologues, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything. He can send one to us on Messenger or something.
Yeah, he can send one for sure.
I think that can go on our merch page, Scott monologues.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Framed or something.
Well, what are we naming this episode?
Cathens.
Oh, that's right. Talking Cathens. And hey, it's 71. We got the rule of 71 in basketball. Does that mean that the rule of 71, episode number 71, means we beat Georgia? I know I'm stretching it, but it could.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not, but maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. We appreciate it. And talking Cathens. So 2017 Cats win. So that's what it's going to be. So for Coleman Scott, for Caden Holmes, and for beating Georgia, this has been Talking Kentucky, and we will catch you guys next time. Go Cats!
Looking at you, Caden.